Alice and Bob Learn Application Security is my first book that I wrote. It is a textbook, technically, but I have to say that I hope it's one of the funnest textbooks that you will ever see. It is to teach the topic of application security from the very, very beginning. We actually start the first chapter are basic security concepts, like what is confidentiality, integrity, and availability? What is defense in depth? And then we get into what is application security and how to add security requirements to every project if you're going to build software, how to do threat modeling, what is it, how to do secure design, what is secure coding and how can I start doing that. I also cover how to secure modern applications like platform as a service, serverless, APIs, stuff like that. And we also cover how to solve or actually create an application security program, a formalized program, so that you can make sure that every time you are releasing secure software. We talk a bit about DevOps and DevSecOps, about cloud security. We talk about how you can continue to learn for your entire career. The entire textbook is not quite like your average textbook though, because the characters Alice and Bob have little stories and appearances all throughout the book. So Alice and Bob, if I take you way back to 1978, when the first paper on encryption was released and basically the brilliant mathematicians were trying to figure out how to explain to all the normal non-mathematician people what encryption was and how it worked and how the SSL handshake worked. So they described it as Alice wants to tell Bob a secret. So basically person A needs to tell person B something. And so they explain the TLS and SSL handshakes via Alice and Bob. And so since then, people have been using Alice and Bob in examples here and there. And I have used the characters Alice and Bob quite a lot throughout my teaching. It helps me explain. It helps give people the idea of someone. So in this book, Alice and Bob have jobs. Bob's a grandpa. He has grandchildren and one of his sisters got divorced. And how do they protect their family photos from her ex-husband who wanted to delete all of them? Alice has a health condition, and although she's not ashamed of her health condition, she wants to keep that information private. And she doesn't want people at work to know. And so I wanted to show people how real security decisions affect a real live human being. I also have stories from my career, as well as code samples, technical explanations, diagrams, and basically anything else that I could put in there to try to get the message across about these things. So if you are a software developer, you can just read Alice and Bob, no problem. It was made for you. If you work in other areas of security, you will probably read almost all of Alice and Bob without any problems. I mean, when we get in deep with the security headers, you might want to skip that part because you don't need to memorize all that code. If you're in another area of IT, you can read almost all of Alice and Bob, except for the code samples, you'll probably be fine. If you have an aunt or a friend or your grandpa and you want to help them with their personal privacy and security online, you can have them read chapter 1 and chapter 9. And they will have these really good habits of how to protect themselves on the internet. It's not generally the rest of the book, that's probably not going to make sense to a non-IT person, but I wrote it from the beginning. I tried to explain as clearly as possible in as many ways as possible so that we could reach as many human beings as possible, because you write a book because you want it to exist, not because you're trying to become a millionaire. You would do something different than writing a book. And I want as many people as possible to be living a more secure life, both offline and online, especially people that are writing the software that everyone else depends on. And so I hope you pick up a copy of Alice and Bob Learn Application Security. If you want to know more, go to the website dedicated to the book, aliceandboblearn.com. Thank you.